The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the November 5th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with not a mixed bag. We got a rally going on. You got the Dow up 16 points, the S&P 24, 144th for the NASDAQ 100, 19 for the Russell, 50 for the transports, 172 for the semis, NASDAQ Composite 148, New York Stock Exchange up 43. Gold's up 29 bucks, silver's up 63 pennies, light sweet crude 18 cents, natural gas back 4 cents, high-grade copper is up 2 pennies out there. We've got the XLK up on my screen. We can see yesterday the XLK closed below the bottom of its daily profile. It's attempting to get back into that profile. In order to do that, it needs to close above 296.35. The high for the day so far, 296.39. If we get back inside that profile, then it would be a false breakdown signal from yesterday. If it stays below that profile, it could be signaling to us that it wants to move lower. Now, ordinarily, we'd say 281.90 would be the price target. It's TD9 count breakout level for its daily time frame. However, the weekly chart, which is going to likely form a TD9 count top this week, complete that pattern next week, its price target or support level would be that green oscillator and change line at 289. So you'll watch the bottom of that profile today. It'll give you now. There's a possibility, a good possibility that we should get up there. Why is that? If you look at the 30-minute time frame chart, nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, price trade above the center of its bullish structured profile. Yeah, it's pulling back just a tad right now, but as long as it remains above that area, it suggests a rally to 297.36. If you close above 297.36, we're looking at a 302 mark. I would say you'd be looking more like at the 298.76 level out there. So for the XLK, for those of you that want to pay attention to it, watch that 297.36 level, see if price gets above that area out there. Let's go take a look at the daily equity future. So the rally today was to be expected. Let me just start off with the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator. Now, you're not going to be able to see out here the one-day rate of change, but yesterday's one-day rate of change and the spot VIX index was a plus a little over 10% move out there. And just over 10%. Anything that has a one-day rate of change above plus 10%, we typically get a bounce or bottom, right? Either one, we're going to try to go figure out which one it might be the following trading session. We got and it's really we're looking for intraday charts that confirm that. It was 30-minute charts yesterday at about between 10 and 11 that were confirming all of those bottom signals, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom signals out there. So we got a rally that's going on. New York Stock Exchange, as an example, yesterday closed below its breakout level of 21,306. We're trading back above it right now. Signals that could be signaling that yesterday's move was a false breakdown. Now, the advanced decline oscillator, that's the difference between the 39 and 19 period exponential moving average of the advanced decline line, is trading below its 1.0 threshold level. So sellers do have an edge. Spot VIX index remains above its 50-day exponential moving average, even though it's pulled back nicely today. The 50-day is at 1736. You'll want to watch that level. If price were to close below that area, that would provide buyers with an edge for the S&P 500. So that's what's going on with regard to that time frame. That's a little bit behind the rally that is going on and what's to be expected. Those of you that are certainly longtime listeners of the show use that tool. Or at least are most certainly aware of that tool, and it helps you understand what's going on inside the markets. It's a great tool. Spot VIX Index has got some really cool tools out there, and we try to put those together to help us understand what the markets are doing. If we take a look at the daily equity future contracts, let's look at all four. You got the ES Mini, closed below bottom of its daily profile yesterday. Question is, can it get back inside? It's trying to right now. Needs to get up to the 66.82 level. We're at 68. Make sure 68.22. We're at 68.23 as we speak right now. Doesn't matter where we're at right now. It matters at day's end. NQ, as you can see, is back above the top of its daily profile, 25.601. Could be signaling to move up to its oscillator and change line, 25.936. We take a look at the Dow equity future contract. Not so good. It's trading below profile support. Looks like it's going to remain below that. That'll generate a bearish profile change in trend signal to us. But we really need to see what's going on with regard to the weekly chart for the Dow equity future contract. In case the Russell 2000 closed below profile support yesterday, back above it today. Watch its close. If it's above 24.4750, yesterday's signal will have been a false breakdown signal. That's what's going on the daily time frame. I'm actually going to close those charts out, just free up some space out here, and then we'll go take a look at what's going on the intraday basis out here. So momentarily we'll have those charts up. I believe it's the NQ. Yes, it is the NQ that we're going to start taking a look at first. Now, as soon as these populate here, what we're looking at right now is just looking for a short-term topping signal out there, and we're going to get it on a 30-minute time frame. We may get it on a 30-minute time frame basis. We've got bar number 9 that is completing right now. Bar number 8 so far is the high of the pattern, so that's good. Bar number 9 needs to complete against needs to close above the close of bar number 5. That looks like a very likely outcome. So you're going to get a TD9 count topping signal at 11:30. It completes that pattern at 12 noon, may take hold by 11:30. And what price should then do is pull back and test that oscillator and change line. On the 30-minute basis, you can see that the oscillator and change line changed from changed from red to green. Right now, when it's green, tells us a price oscillator. That's the difference between the 30. That's the difference between the 19 to 30. Not exponential moving average of price out there. When that gets above zero, especially when we get a topping signal, odds favor that price is going to pull back and test that level. Now, that's the cool thing for those of you that are intraday traders out there, day traders out there. Why? Because if you see price pull back to that area, 25,579 right now, that's not necessarily what the reading will be. Should price do that? If you test and reject that after changing color, that's your bullish signal. So if you're bearish right now, cool. Watch for price to get back towards the 25,578 level. Watch what happens there. Again, if that area holds as support, and you can look for the intraday, the 15 and the 10-minute charts as well for confirmations. In fact, right now you've got the 15-minute chart. Looks like it's going to go ahead. Yeah, it's going to complete a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That tells you it wants to pull back to at least 25,644. What else do I see? As far as upper resistance here for the NQ, watch that 240-minute oscillator and change line, 25,729. If we close above that, we most certainly will see a further rally. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back up, folks. If we take a look at the ES Mini out here, we can see that on its 30-minute basis, 30-minute time frame, whereas we had a TD9 count top on the NQ. For the ES, it's only 11:18. 12 minutes from now, this bar will complete. Right now, it's a bearish engulfing candle. If it remains to be a bearish reversal signal out there, that'll confirm a sell the D point top. Again, it's oscillating change line, change from red to green. Price should pull back to test that level around the 68.04 area. If that level holds and we start to rally from there, that would be a buy signal out there for the 30-minute time frame. The 60-minute time frame is showing the same A to B equals CD pattern, but its candle's not going to finish till 12 noon, so too early to really comment on. As we take a look at the other intraday charts out there, I'd say the real significant level of resistance during the day is going to be about 68.34. That's the 5-hour oscillator unchanged line out there. Now, we've got bottom patterns on all of the intraday charts out here for the ES, on all of the NQ charts out there as well. So that makes the low of the day earlier this morning for the ES Mini. That's going to be at the price point of 67.4850. If we close below that, we're headed lower out there. So have we been able to determine if this is just a counter trend rally or not? No, because we need more time really in the day. We need to see how price behaves out here. So we're looking at those short-term time frames, like a 30-minute chart out there, to see what price behavior does. So we know that there's a short-term top. The ES Mini for its 10-minute time frame is testing a level of support right now at 68.16, and the 15-minute is testing its oscillator and change line at that same price. So we are at an area of support for those two time frames. Price breaks through there, then we know the ES Mini is going to get to that 68.04 level out there. Let's go take a look at, let's get to our first request out here. We've got a few of them that have come in. The first one coming in actually late last night, I believe, and that was from Tom, who wants to take a look at HUT. And the question is, does it need to test the low before moving higher? Well, that's not HUT. Let's actually get the proper screen up here. That would be this one. There we go. All right, so now we've got its charts out. And on the daily time frame, so let's try to answer the question by what the charts are communicating to us. First, on the monthly time frame, long term out here, this has rallied for 7 consecutive months. It's a pretty long time to rally. This could pull back for at least a month, perhaps 2 months out there. So we don't have the signal yet that that's what it wants to do, but we're going to be paying attention to. We'll see those signals from the weekly and the daily out there. So there's that possibility. Not that it can't rally for an 8th month. Now the chart itself is signaling to you now that it wants to make a move to 65.60 out there, with price trading above its green oscillator and change line and profile resistance, which is down at 22.66. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, it has a completed TD9 count top. It completed that pattern on the week of October the 17th, and then the very next week, price pulled back, tested and rejected that green oscillator and change line. That makes this signal neutral to bullish. Certainly not bearish out there, even though it's got a topping signal. For it to get bearish, directionally speaking, you'd have to close below that green oscillator and change line, currently at 42.18. So does it need to test low? Well, first, the weekly chart is saying I already tested that low of support. So I'd have to answer your question is yes, it needs to test some level of support. You're looking at a specific low, but I didn't write down what low that might have been. I don't know if you actually mentioned or if you were just trying to say it needs to head lower or it needs to test this swing point on the daily time frame that takes back to October 22nd. Look, on October the 16th, this generated a Rhodes momentum indicator top, and that took price back where it closed below the bottom of its profile. Did that for one session. We got back above the bottom of its profile on that next session out there. What price did is basically consolidating with inside that profile, Tom. That's between the range of 53.07 as resistance and 40.42 as support. So, do we need to head lower out here? We closed above the top of its profile on November 3rd, just a few days ago, and then we got back below that yesterday. So the message is that was a false breakout above that profile level out there. Price was trading into a swing point. Let's see what that swing point volume was. October 15th, about 13.5 million shares. We traded into it with 13.9 million shares. Well, what have we done yesterday? 13 million shares, and it was a test and rejection, slightly lighter volume. Oh, no, it's heavier. Hold on. 13.5 versus 13.1. That volume is so close. It was a rejection of that swing point with lighter volume. So that could be signaling to you, Tom, if you're looking to try to get in to this, that price might get back towards that 40.42. So I'd say the buy range out here on a pullback would be between 34.54. It's a TD9 count breakout level, and the bottom of that profile at 40.42. Do we have a signal that price is going to get back there? No, not just yet out there. Not that I see. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for your request. Tom G wants to take a look at, of course, one of his favorite stocks. That is RGTI. So let's go. He mentions that earnings are coming out on Monday. And really the question is, what do we see? What do the charts tell us? Where is this thing headed to? And I think right now where it's headed to, it's just sitting here trying to answer that question itself. I can't answer that question. I need price. I need buyers and sellers to answer that question. Well, what do you mean it's sitting in a place where it's trying to figure out what it wants to do? Well, if you look at the daily time frame, which has a TD9 count top, price is sitting really at profile support, just slightly below, but we'll give it just a tad bit of room out there. It's a bullish structured profile. 36.54 to 38.94 is the buy zone. We're at 36.09 right now. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, it is sitting on its oscillator and change line, that green oscillator and change line, currently printed out at 36.05. We're printed at 36.06. That's what I mean. Right now, price is trying to decide what its intentions are. So, Tom, I can't answer your question. What's it likely to do between here and Monday? We can say on the weekly time frame, price is pretty much staying at support, and then the daily just below support. Now, if we look at volume, the swing point that price is dealing with on a daily time frame was October 22nd. Volume there, 114 million shares. Yesterday pulled back with 55 million shares. So your inclination, Tom, that you think that price after earnings is going to move to the upside, you've got now you're still inside that swing point. That's the only caveat here, but certainly you were pulling back with much lighter volume. Today's volume in just under 2 hours of trading has been 18 million shares. So you're at maybe 60 million shares or so. Again, that's going into that 114 million share day on October the 22nd. Nonetheless, price is sitting in a area of support out here and trying to decide what it wants to do next. That's the best that I can do for you, Tom. I hope that helps you out. John Z in Milwaukee wants to take a look at Otis. OTIS is the ticker symbol. And his question is, specific question, he's been in it for a long time. He's actually been in it since the IPO. So let's open this up here. This thing started trading back in March of 2020 out there. And it's had really a nice rally. This on a monthly time frame. It has formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It really confirmed that signal in April of 2025. It also confirmed it in October of 2024. And then price just simply consolidated with inside its daily profile. We closed below it on July of 2025 and we remain below it for the next 2 months as well. We got back above that profile support area. If I haven't given that to you, let me give that to you. That number is at 91.82. So you've got a top, but do we have any kind of bottom? In other words, we don't have a bottom here on the monthly time frame, but let's go take the weekly and the daily. Well, if we look at the weekly, which had a TD9 count top, that TD9 count top turned into an A to B equals CD pattern, and that pattern has completed. We have a buy the D point. But right now, as we speak, we might get a TD9 count top for its weekly time frame. We'll review that when we come back from this break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol OTIS. This is for John Z in Milwaukee. And the question is, at what price should he sell? I'm providing with the information about what the chart patterns are telling us. So we've already covered the monthly time frame chart. We were talking just so we were going into the break that this is likely to form a TD9 count top on Friday out there. In fact, very likely to do that. It just simply needs to close above the close of bar number 5, which happens to be at 89.46. We're trading right now at 91.08. So let's assume you're going to get that TD9 count top. Here's where it becomes kind of questionable on the daily time frame. And what I mean by that is the same time that we are completing a TD9 count topping pattern, price is testing, and so far has rejected its oscillator and change line. That can be, and we are right now trying to get back above the top of its profile. In order to do that, it just needs to close above 91.12 on Friday out there. If it does that, it's almost more of a neutral signal than it is a sell signal. Now, you can see a descending trend line. I've just drawn it on the weekly. You can draw it on the monthly out there. That could be a level of resistance where price would rally up to and then turn back. If you take a look at the daily time frame, I've drawn in a rising price channel. It did have a wave number 7G top out there, part of the Chapman wave tools. Prices come back. It's trying to get back inside its profile out there. If it can close above 91.15, it would tell you that the rally, 91.55, it would tell you that the rally is more than just a counter trend move. This is the current rally, this couple days right here. Is it time to sell? I don't, at this stage here, I'd like to, you need to see the rally off of that Gartley buy pattern, that buy the D point pattern. You really need to see it fail. And even though you got a topping signal, support is holding pretty well. So I'm going to go with no. Now is not the exact moment to sell this, and let this continue to trade. See if any of these patterns here break, or take a snapshot of these charts out there. You've got profile levels on that weekly time frame chart. It's a weekly that I'm mostly focused in on right now. Let's go take a UEC. This is going to be for Mary Jo in Naples. Momentarily, we'll have that up on our screen. And her question is now a good entry point? So when we take a look at UEC, first thing on the monthly time frame, and we're just early in on the month, it's signaling that it could form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It's already a bear sash candle. Don't know what it will be like on November 30th. But right now, it's signaling caution. Now, caution could be telling you that price wants to pull back to about the 893 or 1040 level. All right, that's the monthly chart. How about the weekly chart? Weekly chart at this moment in time has a bear sash candle. That would then confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its weekly time frame. Now, it has a buy zone between 1166 and 1319. But if we close below the 1319 level out there, odds favor that price continues to move lower. So your potential entry area is not now. Potential entry area, maybe 1166 is an area to explore. If price were to close below that, then we certainly are going to likely see price pull back to the 1040-ish level out there. The daily time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is pulling back into a swing point that formed back on October the 22nd. The volume on that swing point, Mary Jo, was 18.7 million shares. Yesterday, we pulled back with 10 million shares. So far, in 2 hours of trading, about 4 million shares. So let's call it maybe a 12 million share day going into 18 million. Price is pulling back on lighter volume. So that's a good thing, because if price were to close below, volume or not, if it closes below 1260, that's going to trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. And it looks to me visually like what price would be doing is targeting its daily breakout level. But let's go find out where it would actually take us to. The A to B equals CD would get us down to 1123. We don't have that signal just yet, but that weekly chart gives us reason to be cautious out here. So no, now is not the right time. And let's still stick with that 1166-ish area. But watch this over the next several days. If something changes out here, then right back, and we'll go back and take a look at it. Let's go take a look at PLUG. This is for Duncan in the Tigers, Duncan Steve inside the Tigers Den. You got PLUG trading out at 255, and it's testing its weekly oscillator and change line. It's green oscillator and change line, the scenario where it could find support. Well, if it's found support here, we ought to see a bottom pattern on the daily time frame. Let's look at the daily. The daily's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It negated a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. We're trading below profile support. I think this wants to head lower, Duncan or Steve-O. And where's lower? going to target, well, on the daily time frame, it would be $1.43. Now, it can't get to $1.43 until we see the weekly oscillator and change line give it up. And so far, it's not giving it up. What is it? It is $2.52. We're trading at $2.54. Monthly chart shows that plug is trading above the top of its profile, which is at 201. So that's a nice bullish signal out there. No topping pattern or anything on the monthly time frame. So the daily is saying, I want to head lower. The weekly is trying to use all of its muscle to say, I'm not going to let you get bound down below my oscillator and change line out there. But if it does, then we're looking at a move somewhere between $1.73. I'd say that would be the next area to be watching for on the weekly time frame chart. So that's what we've got looking at plug. Duncan, you also wanted to take a look at a ticker symbol SGMO in the biospace area. Monthly chart is just a consolidation with inside his profile. 91 is resistance, and support is at, looks like 51. Let me make sure. Yeah, 51 cents out there. Weekly time frame chart. Let's open this thing up. Weekly time frame chart, trading with inside its bullish structured weekly profile, the buy zone between 50 and 53. And now on the daily time frame, a top with a TD9 count top. It did that on bar number 8 on September the 29th. Today is going to become bar number 9 as prices pulled back towards its breakout level. TD9 count breakout level, 51 cents. We've gotten down to a low of what, 52, 53? 53 cents so far. So this is likely to bottom today or tomorrow out here, Duncan. So I don't know if you're looking to enter this position. If you close below the bottom of the TD9 count, let's assume that it doesn't get all the way down to 51 cents. 51 would be another potential area of support out there that you'd be looking for. But with the weekly getting back into a buy zone area without any kind of topping signal, with the monthly just trading inside its profile levels out there, and a TD9 count on the daily time frame, likely you're going to get you should get at least a 2-day rally, at least a 2 to 4 bar rally. Your resistance level is going to be 57 cents. That's the bottom of its profile. But notice that the oscillator and change line here has changed colors, went from green to red. What you're looking for here now, price should rally up towards that oscillator and change line. And if price gets there, which is like 61, 62 cents and turns back down, then we're likely to see lower price. But if it can clear that level, then you're off to 67 cents. So Duncan, Steve, I hope that helps out with regard to SGMO. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in. John C. wants to take a look at Micron. MU is a ticker symbol there. Let's pull that chart up on the screen. We'll probably review this as we come back from the break. But right now on the monthly chart, all out bullish. Weekly chart, all out bullish. Daily chart, it's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It looks like that actually is more of a neutral signal. Price is trading into its swing point from November 3rd that had volume of 21 million shares. So far today, we're up with 14. Oh, MU looks pretty good. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at Micron out here. This is for John C. So, John, you got price on. So the only topping pattern was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top created by the gap to the downside yesterday, but that gap is now being filled out there. So that pattern kind of goes away, and we're trading into that swing point out here again from just a few days ago, November 3rd, that has 21 million shares, and so far in 2 hours of trading, we're up at 14 million. So it's pushing that swing point out here, and the weekly chart, you negated a TD9 count pattern. There is an A to B equals CD pattern on the upside, and a bearish reversal candle would identify a sell the D point top for you. It'd be the same on the daily time frame. If that weekly A to B equals CD is there, it's also present on the daily time frame as well. But right now, charts look really good, really strong out here. To the upside, it's only been a 3-month rally out there, so no reason for it to not extend itself for one more. So if you're long MU, I would stay long Micron. Let's go take a look at AQST. This is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. AQST is trading out right now at $5.87 and headed for $5.68. How do you know that, Stevie? Well, it's got a TD9 count and Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and yesterday price closed below the a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. And we're trading below that low. We're trading below profile support. So the next area of support is 568. Is that where prices are going to stop? Not necessarily. Why is that? Well, I don't know. First, let's take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern out here. The B point, which would be the day of October 29th, had volume of 2.9 million shares, passed yesterday with 2.3 million shares. Today, so far, you're at 1.5. So it looks like today's going to have that volume out there. But that's your next level of support. By the way, where does that A to B equals CD pattern actually take us to? Let's try to draw that in out here. There's the A to B line. Let's move that over to the C point out here. That's the next higher high. And you can see that gets us really right back to that 568 level. So what you'd be looking for is a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Gartley buy pattern. But of course, price can get back to 568, and that can be a bottom. If price moves below 568, closes below 568, that tells us that we're likely going to get back to the 503 level. Now, we have a weekly TD9 count top out there, price trading below its oscillator and change line, and trading right at support, a support level, which is the center. So if price is able to move below on a weekly basis, close below 587, that would be a signal that 503 would be gain. And below 503, we'd be looking at 374. The monthly time frame chart, so far so good. No topping pattern. It closed above a swing point. Let's see if this had volume. The swing I'm looking at is March of 2024, 82 million shares, and last month's close was above that level with 68 million shares. So lighter volume above that level. Support here is at 544. So that's what I think is going on with AQST. The first place to watch is that 568 level. If we get there, we're going to be below the weekly center of that profile, and that then is going to open up 503. And the only thing that would stop all that from us heading lower would be a bullish reversal candle, which would then generate a buy the D point bottom pattern. So Dan, I hope that helps you out with regard to AQST. Brent writes in, and he's looking to take a long position, not in a long position yet, just looking and studying the charts for CAG. And if we take a look at CAG out here, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that was formed 2 days ago on November 3rd when a bullish engulfing candle formed out there. We do not have a TD9 count pattern unless we get below, tick below. We don't really need two bottoms out here, but you'd have to tick below the low from October 30th. You'd have to do that today. That's at 1694. So the TD9 count pattern is going to complete, but the low of that pattern is on bar number 6. That doesn't qualify as a bottoming signal, but you got the Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So now what are we looking at? Well, price closed just below the bottom of its daily profile yesterday, Brent. That's at 1711. We're trading below that right now. We're trading into that swing point from October 30th that had volume of 15 million shares. We're trading into it right now with 2.3. So we got light volume. So that's a positive. Let's look at the weekly chart. What do we have on the weekly chart? We've got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. So we do not have a bottom on the weekly chart, and the monthly chart last month negated a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. It topped with a TD9 count bottom. So now we can see we've got a larger A to B equals CD pattern. I'm going to go ahead and open this chart up, and then we're going to go ahead and see where that is suggesting that we head to. So on this it looks like we've already attained the 1-to-1 level, but let's just make sure of that. So here's our A to B point, gets down to the TD9 count bottom. We have a nice little rally that forms a TD9 count top. I'm just going to take this A to B line. I'm going to try to. There we go. And move that over to that TD9 count top. So, yeah, we are down now to the 1-to-1 level of that A to B equals CD pattern, but that requires a bullish reversal candle. So first things first, you need a bottom on the daily. You got that. Now you got to see price at least get back inside its profile. We don't have that. And once you get back inside its profile, then it's going to need to close above 1761. That's really your battle is going to be between 1744 and 1761. At least if the daily can start doing that, it'll help the weekly, but the weekly needs a bullish reversal signal out there, just as the monthly does. So, Brent, hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for your request. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol RUM, R-U-M out there. This for LB, and LB is looking for a long-term entry spot. So this could be it right here. Why do we say that? Because on a monthly time frame, LB, you've got price trading inside its bullish structured profile, and it's testing the bottom of that profile. 617 to 742 is the buy zone. We're at 620 right now. Now, if this is going to be a buy, we ought to see some kind of bottom on the weekly time frame chart. Turns out that we are negating a TD9 count bottom pattern that formed on April the 4th out there. We actually negated and also, hold on a minute. Let me just check. Low 689, close 686. We negated another TD9 count bottom, the one that formed out here on September 26th last week. So this is suggesting that price wants to get back to at least 525. If it does that, we're going to be below the bottom of its bullish structured monthly profile. So how about the daily time frame? I don't see any kind of bottom signal here. As we speak, there's probably all kinds of A to B equals CD patterns of downside out there. Yeah, there most certainly is a number of them. We're in wave number 6. That's wave number F. Maybe we get to a G, and that identifies a bottom, but I don't have a bottom out here. You're looking for a long-term entry point. It looked pretty positive when we started out. Take a look at the monthly, but as we go back to the weekly and the daily, we just don't see it just yet. So, LB, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for your request. Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den wants to take a long position in ticker symbol PALL. Let's take a look at this on the monthly time frame. Price is trading above its oscillator and change line, and it's a bearish structured monthly profile. That's a bullish signal. Says it wants to rally further. Weekly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is pulled back. We are trading with inside its bullish structured profile out here. It's got support at 120.60 and resists at 139.19. Ideally, Jan, we would have seen price test and reject that green oscillator and change line to give us the neutral signal. Hasn't happened just yet. So consolidation with inside the weekly profile. The daily has a TD9 count top, Rhodes momentum indicator top as well, forms a TD9 count bottom. So here on the daily, does that on October the 28th. What do we get? A 3-day rally. What do we just finish? A 3-day decline. I can see a reason to take a long position out here, but what really needs to happen is price is going to have to close above 132.15. That's where your counter trend rally would come to an end. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Looking at STX is from Mohammed. STX has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It's trying to take that out today. In order to do that, it needs to close above 280.35. Doesn't have to be today. Volume on that is 8.6 million shares. So far, we're pushing into it with 3.8 million. So it's got the volume. If it can close above that high, the daily topping pattern goes away, and we see a further move higher. The weekly pattern says, hey, you know, that sounds all great, Stevie, but I'm going to complete a TD9 count top this week out there. Now, bar number 9 of that TD9 count pattern tested the green oscillator and change line. We're trading above profile resistance out there. It's a cautious TD9 count top. The monthly may go on to form a TD9 count top. We're only in bar number 7. The monthly is bullish. Weekly says caution. Daily, if you can close above that, that would be a good signal. You got volume. We're moving to that swing point there from October the 31st. Mohammed, you also want to take a good LITE out here. Let's pull its charts up on the screen. LITE is trading out at 237.58. All out bullish on the monthly. All out bullish on the weekly. All out bullish on the daily time frame out there. Looks like it wants to continue its rally. Lastly, let's take a look at ticker symbol WKEY. This is for folks inside the Tiger's Den. WKEY is trading out at $13.87 out there. So its monthly time frame ran into resistance at 1580. That's its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. On a monthly basis, you close above that as you did last month. That's telling you want to move higher longer term. The weekly time frame is going to confirm a TD9 count topping pattern on Friday. That says that price should pull back to test its oscillator and change line right around 977. The daily does not have a topping pattern, and price is consolidating with inside its profile. That's the range between 1017 at support and 1860 as resistance. Folks, thanks so much for all of the requests today. Thanks for joining me. As always, I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharp. In the meantime, you have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm just looking at the 30-minute chart for the ES Mini right now. It looks like the NQ's 30-minute chart got negated, is my guess. We're going to confirm a TD9 count top at 12 and complete that pattern at 12:30. Have a great trading day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.